Hey, my name is Chris Forbes, and today is January 17th, 2012. Just in sequence with my videos, I just wanted to update people. In response to my slip-up the other day, I've actually added one book for yesterday and then added a second book for today. So now I'm adding 6 books to these videos altogether. So a total of 6 books, I should say. And the reason I'm doing so is just gives me more to do, so I'm more focused on these videos, thinking about that during the day, and not really too worried about any of that other business, and also just offer more to these videos. But with that being said, I better get started. So today's Experiencing God Day by Day title is Be Reconciled. Leave your gift there before the altar and go your way. First be reconciled to your brother, and then come offer your gift. That comes from Matthew chapter 5, verse 24. It is useless to give offerings to God when you are in enmity with your brother. Jesus said that his followers should be reconciled with anyone who has something against them. The world seeks reconciliation on limited terms. Christians are to be reconciled whatever it takes. You say, but you don't know how deeply he hurt me. It's unreasonable to ask me to restore our relationship. Or, I tried, but she just would not be appeased. Jesus did not include an exception clause for a reconciliation. If the person is an enemy, Jesus said to love him. That comes from Matthew 5:44. If he persecutes you, you are to pray for him. That comes from the same thing. If she publicly humiliates you, you are not to retaliate. Chapter 35, verse 39. If someone takes advantage of you, you are to give him more than he asks. Verse 41. I think it's very important because if there's more kindness being given out in the world than coldness, I guess you could call it, or evil, then it's very important that we are actually doing this all the time, because people who are evil and just angry like that, and who would be willing to publicly humiliate someone or persecute you or any of that kind of stuff, they need love. They need love badly. Daily reflections today's is happiness comes quietly. The trouble with us alcoholics is this. We demanded that the world give us happiness and peace of mind in just the particular order we wanted to get it, by the alcohol route. And we weren't successful. But when we take time to find out some spiritual laws and familiarize ourselves with them and put them into practice, then we do get happiness and peace of mind. There seems to be some rules that we have to follow, but happiness and peace of mind are always here and free to anyone. That's from a book called Dr. Bob and the Good Old Timers, page 308. The simplicity of the AA program teaches me that happiness isn't something I can demand. It comes upon me quietly while I serve others. In offering my hand to the newcomer or someone who has relapsed, I find that my own sobriety has been recharged with indescribable happiness and gratitude. I think that's very important because I just slipped up the other day, but it's very important to understand that happiness does come quietly. It's not going to come raining down on you in this great big huge beautiful ball of fire, and you're not going to become this huge star overnight, and that's not happiness anyways. But it's very important to understand that it's not going to come in this great big shiny package, that it comes because you earn it. I like how this person mentioned when they put their hands out for a newcomer or someone who's relapsed, they find their own sobriety has been recharged with indescribable gratitude and happiness. When I offer some advice to somebody, like when I do these videos and just like when I go to AA meetings, I feel so good about myself and what I'm doing at that particular time, because there's a lot of other things I could be doing at that time rather than being at the meetings. You know, the meetings I go to are pretty early in the morning, 6:30 a.m. And believe me, on my days off, I'm tired. I want to rest, but it's very important that I do these things. Encouragement for prosperity today is called expanding. Guilt, money, and shame go hand in hand. Well, if that's what we're going to tell ourselves, that's exactly how it's going to be. I believe we are products of our own thinking. We hear a phrase and it sounds right, so we keep repeating it. Usually it's negative. The fact that we have very little money may just be because we've been saying for so long, if I just had enough money to pay my bills. That is not enough. If I could just live within my means, that's not enough either. We deserve more than just paying our bills. We need to be expanded. We need to recognize the negative messages in our own minds and turn them to positive. Now, today's daily affirmation from this particular book is, I am a recipient of my higher power's love and perfection. I acknowledge the permission given to me to enjoy financial expansion and abundance. Now, I would suggest you just stop the video and go back and write that down, but I will say it again here too. So, I am a recipient of my higher power's love and perfection. I acknowledge the permission given to me to enjoy financial expansion and abundance. That's beautiful, isn't it? We sure limit ourselves. My pick from the one-year Bible today is kind of long, but these are very important things. And I forgot to discuss some feelings about that last one, sorry. But yeah, it's all what we tell ourselves is exactly what we're thinking. And if anyone has ever seen the movie The Secret, you should check it out. It's even if you have seen it before, watch it again. It's amazing. But it talks about how the cycle of thoughts create the life we live. If you're always thinking about how miserable you are, if you're always expecting more bills or more papers from the courts or any of that kind of stuff in the mail, you're going to get them. And it may come anyways, but if you're always focusing on good things and you're expecting good things in the mail, you're expecting you have a good day, you will. It'll change, believe me. Like when I'm at work and people ask me how I'm doing, I say it's the best day of my life. I'm doing so good, I say I'm spoiled rotten and loving it. I try to lift other people up by me being happy, and believe me, it's had a great impact on my life already. Okay, now, my selection from the one-year Bible is Psalm chapter 15, verse 1 through 5. Who may worship in your sanctuary, Lord? Who may enter your presence on your holy hill? Those who lead blameless lives and did what is right, speaking the truth from sincere hearts. Those who refuse to slander others or harm their neighbors, or speak evil of their friends. Those who despise persistent sinners, and honor the faithful followers of the Lord, and keep their promises even when it hurts. Those who do not charge interest on money they lend, and refuse to accept bribes to testify against the innocent. Such people will stand firm forever. And then I also picked Proverbs chapter 3, verses 21 through 26. My child, don't lose sight of good planning and insight. Hang on to them, for they fill you with life and bring you honor and respect. They keep you safe on your way and keep your feet from stumbling. You can lie down without fear and enjoy pleasant dreams. You need not be afraid of disaster or the destruction that comes upon the wicked, for the Lord is your security. He will keep your foot from being caught in a trap. Now, actually, I think these two go hand in hand very, very well. And just what it basically says. The first one says, "Be a good person. Don't speak bad. Don't do bad things to your neighbors. Don't testify against the innocent. Don't accept bribes. Despise persistent sinners." Now, that's something I won't do. I won't despise people, but I will pray for them. And I think what this is just a human error, the way this is written. I think it's just someone misinterpreting what the Lord wants, because from what I've understood, there's been a few of them in this book already, but I think it's just people making the mistakes of thinking they know God so much. God's inexhaustible. He's ever knowing. We will never be able to know Him entirely. But on this topic, I love how it says, the only people who will be able to stand in His holy presence on His holy hill and worship in His sanctuary are those who speak the truth from sincere hearts, do refuse to slander others, who despise persistent sinners, honor the faithful followers of the Lord, and keep their promises even when it hurts. It just goes on to say that, if you struggle and you strive and you sacrifice many things to be a good person, you will be able to be in the Lord's holy sanctuary on His hill. The second one just falls really hand in hand with that. Like I said, don't lose sight of good planning and insight. Hang on to them, for they fill you with life and bring you honor and respect. That's so true. If you do those things in this previous part, you're refusing to do bad things to people, then you will have a very good life. It's a known fact. Because some people may call it karma. I call it just doing what is right. Um, you will not have to fear the disaster, the destruction that comes upon the wicked. The Lord is your security. He will keep your foot from being caught in a trap. So what I've picked up from the one-year Bible today is that if you trust in the Lord and always do what He wants you to do and make sacrifices for Him, you will not have to fear the disaster or the destruction that comes upon the wicked. Now that's huge. That's huge. It's beautiful. I mean, like, think about it. The disaster and the destruction that comes upon the wicked is a very scary thing. Now, I gotta jump into this next one because it looks like we're getting close on our video time. Spirit Recovery Meditation Journal for today. Topic is, I'm not bad, I've just been crazy. I don't know exactly how it happened. What I do know is that I've realized how grateful I am for my recovery. I've realized that I love myself and my life. It must be a package deal, like one of those all-inclusive resorts. Gratitude opened the door to truth, which allowed me to see myself through my own eyes of gratitude. I'm not bad, I've just been crazy. Seeing myself with gratitude allowed me to be open to see the beauty in my life, which reflected my own image back to me. I am the perceiver and the projector. When I didn't like myself, how could I like anybody else? Sometimes I am amazed at how easily I have misled myself. I believe so many ridiculous things, most of which I used against myself. Things like I'm not good enough or not talented enough or whatever. All of that seemed to support what I had chosen to believe about myself. I created the stories that would support my beliefs. It was all me, all along. I don't do that anymore. Today I look out at life and I see myself reflected in the back of the smiles of the people around me. There is no need for a story. When I choose to like myself, I choose to stop believing all my own lies I have created and that changed everything. Recovery is a matter of choices, and today I choose life. Just in response to that, I just choose to be happy. I choose to stop making things complicated. Live simply. Christ did. Just live simply, do what is right, and you will be protected and happy. Last thing is from a new book called Easy Does It. This topic is called Giving Comfort. It is better to comfort than to be comforted. It comes from Francis of Assisi. Our teachers, advisors, sponsors, and fellow members in our program find many ways to remind us that it is always more blessed to give than to receive, to love than be loved. Often a newcomer is kindly told at his or her first meeting, "Let us love you until you can learn to love yourself." When we give of ourselves, we always get back spiritual rewards. The first 11 steps of our program are aimed at building ourselves into better people, worthy of giving. Through those steps, we learn to admit wrongs, accept challenges, find higher power, turn problems over, inventory ourselves and ask relief from shortcomings. Make amends and seek God's will for us, and then we are capable of giving this message to others. The result of this dedication to always present the best of gifts for the benefit of others is self-reward. In comforting, we are comforted. Now, there's another affirmation here at the bottom. I think you should just throw this right in the book of the other ones I suggested. In giving of myself and the principles learned from the steps, I am forever reaching to be happy, joyous, and free. Now again, that says, in giving of myself and the principles learned from the steps, I am forever reaching to be happy, joyous, and free. Now I've got about a minute and a half left here, so I'm just going to discuss what I feel about this real quick. I just love how it's so focused on giving, and being a good person. Freely give of yourself so you can freely receive. That's somewhere in the Bible. I don't know exactly where, but I'm still learning. But I discussed a few days ago how it's just as important to receive as it is to give, because that way you must receive in order to give. You can't give somebody something you don't have. So receive, give, love, be happy. Don't talk bad about other people. Reach out and do something good for somebody once in a while, and the Lord will bless you in ways untold. I'm finding now that, as I do these videos and I learn these things, I've got about 15 pages of stuff I've done in the last 4 days. And it's just beautiful. I'm learning how good life can be. God has blessed me so much. My life is happier now. Even with the mistake I made the other day, it's nothing on Him. And He's like, whatever, man, that's dust in the wind. God has my salvation. My sobriety is a gift He has given me. And with that gift, I'm able to carry on and continue doing His work. And I'm learning more and more as I go into these books what His work is, and I just want to encourage you to please let me know what you think about these videos. Suggest anything else I might want to do. I'm getting down to like my last 10 seconds, so I just want to say, hey, thank you so much. God bless you so much. Stay sober.